G'day everyone and welcome back to Concept Adventures. Today we've got something just a little bit different for you. As I've mentioned throughout some of our videos, I've been involved in caravan repairs, modifications, solar power systems for many years now, although mostly retired, but I still get involved with the odd job here and there for a bit of pocket money, bit of drinking money, so to say. So this couple came to me a few months ago and said, can you help us out with this awning? This caravan's got what they call a typical box awning, and the problem with them is very flimsy. As a matter of fact, they're pretty much a bit of a joke if you ask me. So what they wanted me to do was see if they could strengthen it up and what we could do. So I did a bit of research, and as everyone researches these days, YouTube's the go. But what I found was a little bit of this, and a little bit of that, and a little bit of this, and so on and so forth, and really nothing that told me in its entirety what to do. So I put all those bits and pieces together, and I thought a video needs to be made on this so that you can go from start to finish, what you need to know, what you need to do, and as you will see later on, it comes up to be a very strong awning. So let's get the awning out and we'll show you exactly what we've done step by step. And by the way, all the information will be in the description box below if you need to get any detail. You must make sure that you support this because there's too much weight on there to hold it. So the name of the game is to support it till it gets down. Wind it out till the internal arms in here are just before they straighten. So then we bring down the existing legs that are on it. Just balance that there. Okay, so that's down now with the existing legs. Bit hard for you to see them close up, but believe me, they're pretty flimsy. Plastic knobs that lock the legs down. Everything is very flimsy. So what we're going to show you now, we'll get all the gear ready and we'll come back and show you how we're going to strengthen this up and basically eliminate these legs. All right, step one is basically to replace these poles. And what I've done, I've just grabbed a couple of old galvanized poles that the chap had hanging around his garage. We've modified it. We've put a flat base on the bottom to give it some sturdiness and something that we can actually peg down. And what we've done then is we've drilled a hole through the bottom of this casing. It's about a 10mm hole and it's about 100mm in from the edge. Not critical, but nevertheless that's what I've done. So let's put this pole up there. We go straight up into the hole, just to the height, and lock it in. And then we'll do the same with this one over here. Now what we can do is just absolutely fold these poles away, just so it looks neat and tidy. You can leave them down if you want to, not a problem. But I like to fold them away and get them out of the way. Now it's just a matter of grabbing a, what I've just used, a typical ratchet strap, $10 from Bunnings. That goes over the spigot up the top here naturally. Need me high heels on at the moment. Right, down onto a peg in the ground and wind her up. That now has become pretty rigid. Don't forget, you must peg down the bottom of your legs here. That's why I've put the plate at the bottom of these new legs so that we can put a peg in there and peg that down to the ground to stop that bouncing. All right, the last step in the rigidization of this particular awning is an anti-flap kit. You've probably all heard of anti-flap kits, but those who haven't, it's this edge here that flaps when the wind grabs it. And that is the edge that will basically make this awning just take off in a wind. So we have to stop that from flapping and make it rigid. Now, when I started investigating anti-flap kits for box awnings, it's an absolute mess. You don't know what to believe, what not to. So I had one on order from one particular company that didn't come through in time. So we ordered one from Aussie Traveller. Now, Aussie Traveller have got a great reputation with anti-flap kits. I've had them numerous times before on my own caravans, and they've been excellent. But having said that, even though this was listed as an anti-flap kit for box awnings, when I got it and found out the nitty-gritties, and I didn't know this at time of purchase, that it's actually the standard everyday Aussie flap kit, but it's modified with a different fitting on this end and a slightly different fitting on this end. It's extended actually, which clips into a bracket up on the top of the wall up there. The same typical bracket that would clip into any particular anti-flap kit, but it's extended to allow for the extra width of this awning. So what actually happens, this goes up in between the outer shell there, up to the awning, the side of the caravan, and these clamps here clamp down on that vinyl and hold it in place. So without any further ado, I'll actually put it up in here, and it clips into that awning there. Make sure she's clipped in well. And then this fitting here, I might just pause there for a second. It actually just sits on top of this here, and I wondered why they call this a grasshopper fitting. I thought, who on earth invented that name? Well, I found out why, and I'll show you in a second why it's called the grasshopper. So that just sits on top of a V-shaped piece of plastic there, or polycarb. And you think, oh, that's fine. But this is why it's called the grasshopper, because that's what it does. It jumps up and jumps off, exactly like so. So I got onto my supplier, who then got onto Aussie Traveller, and after numerous phone calls and debates, toing and froing and whatever, we did figure it out. Now what I'll show you in a couple of seconds what we did to eliminate the problem of that coming off. It's quite simple in actual fact. So you put up there, tension it up if you have to, wind the locking knob just there, and then the vinyl gets clamped with these cool clamps here, and a ladder's required for the last one, of course. And bingo, you have one rigid tarp, piece of vinyl that will not flap in the wind. It will just be clamped in that clamp there. But we still have the other matter to address. All right, as I said, we've got this dreaded grasshopper fitting up here that we have to stop and prevent from jumping up and down. And what I've done there is a very simple thing. It's called One Wrap Velcro. You can get it from Bunnings. I've got it in a 25mm strip, and it basically just hooks up to itself. So this is absolutely perfect for this job. So coming across to where the fitting is, we simply just wrap it around the top. A little bit of fiddliness, but basically it's not that bad. Wrap the Velcro around it, and bingo. There's a bit of movement there, but that will not ever jump off. So it's a simple matter of adding the 25mm One Wrap Velcro to it on the end pieces there over the grasshopper fittings, and you have then one very firm awning. As firm as any awning you'll get on any caravan. Of course, we do the same on the other side, and there's your job done. So I hope you've all enjoyed this little video, and I hope you can get some benefit out of it. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments section, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.